The Indiana Fever just got a big-time bounce-back win against the Atlanta Dream, a win that everybody on this squad needed, and you could see everybody clicking today. Kelsey Mitchell led the way with the 25 points performance, shooting it 55% from the field in this game. She was big-time. Caitlin Clark didn't shoot the ball well, but you could see how much better the Fever were with her on the court. She had 9 assists in this game, and she was able to attack the cup when she wanted to. The jump shot was not falling, but every single time she dipped into the paint, the defense would collapse on her. She made a lot of the right passes in this game, so she ended up with 9 assists. She is a game changer for this Indiana Fever team, even if she's not making shots. I do believe she will get into a groove here shortly. It's just a shooter's slump. Every player has it. Kelsey Mitchell had it. Caitlin Clark is now having her slump. I think she'll be out of it soon, but I love to see her impacting the game in other ways, even if she's not scoring the ball from the three-point line. And Sophie Cunningham had an absolutely spectacular game tonight with 16 points, 10 rebounds. She is the reason why the Fever were really able to pull away from the Atlanta Dream in that third to fourth quarter. She had an exceptional game tonight. And this team is an entirely different team when their role players are hitting threes. Whether it be Lexi Hull or Sophie Cunningham or Ari McDonald, when this team is getting additional three-point shooting from a player other than Caitlin Clark or Kelsey Mitchell, I'm telling you, it takes them to another level because these players are often getting left wide open. When they make those shots, it adds an entirely different element to the Fever offense because the defense is gambling on these players. They're gambling, saying, you know what, we're going to leave Lexi open, we're going to leave Sophie open, and we're going to prioritize Caitlin and Kelsey. We'll live with them shooting that shot, and we'll trust that they'll probably miss it. And if the defense is ever gambling on your name, you need to make them pay. The Indiana Fever are a 10 times better team when they are making the gambling defense pay. Sophie Cunningham did that tonight, and we're going to get into it. She was absolutely spectacular. And on the other end, the Indiana Fever were able to dodge a Jordan Canada bullet. I don't even know where that performance came from. She had 26 points in the first half. I don't know where she got this from, but the Indiana Fever really dodged a bullet because I'm telling you, she looked like she was finna light it up for 40 at one point in this game. But we could talk about it all day. Let's go ahead and get into the film of this game and see how the Indiana Fever cruised to a victory, a bounce-back victory against the Atlanta Dream. Now, I want you to look at this first play. Off a rebound, Caitlin Clark pushes it up the floor. When she gets it up the floor, notice her dipping into the paint, the defense collapsing on her, and her making the right pass to Aaliyah Boston, who hits the mid-range jump shot. I'm telling y'all, Aaliyah Boston is going to be a whole different animal if she starts shooting more jump shots. She hit a 3 in this game. She hit this mid-range shot. I'm telling y'all, she can really shoot the basketball. She's got to start shooting it more. And I love to see Caitlin Clark getting down low, drawing that defensive attention, and finding that Aaliyah Boston pass that's always there, and the Indiana Fever being able to contribute from it. And I want you guys to look at this next play. Caitlin Clark comes off a screen. She pulls this really deep three-point jump shot to start off the game, and she just misses it. And this miss kind of sets the tone for the game with Caitlin Clark and her being in a slump. And one thing I do notice about the shot is that it's not a bad miss. Like, people are obviously going to blow it out of proportion, but a lot of these misses, I would say at least like 80 to 90% of them have been Caitlin Clark missing closely. Like, it's like off the back of the rim or rolling around the rim and just coming out. It's not bad misses. It's not like she's throwing it off the side of the backboard. Now, in the first half of this game, the Indiana Fever gave up a lot of wide open threes. Kind of like this play where they give Ryan Howard a wide open three and she drills it. The Indiana Fever were really bad about leaving players open on the perimeter, which is why Jordan Canada had a 26-point first half. But you do see this kind of cleared up in the second half from the Fever, which is a positive. But early on, you see that perimeter defense not being so great. But at least the interior defense was great throughout the entirety of the game, which is very uncharacteristic from the Indiana Fever. Usually they're horrible interior-wise and they're pretty good perimeter-wise. In this game, early on, they were horrible perimeter-wise, but they were actually pretty decent interior-wise. The bigs were not killing the Fever. I mean, to everybody's surprise, Brianna Jones only had 6 points in this game. She only shot 4 field goals. Brianna Jones usually cooks the Fever every single time we play her. So yeah, the interior defense was pretty good, but the perimeter defense can definitely use some work. You can't be giving up wide open threes like this. And look at this next play. Aaliyah Boston has it on the low post. Ari McDonald runs around off this handoff and gets a wide open layup at the cup. And what I love is Aaliyah Boston's playmaking on the high post. Aaliyah Boston is getting really good at making reads on the post, so I want to see more of this. She had 8 assists in this game. She and Caitlin Clark combined for 17 in this one, so I want to see more of Aaliyah Boston playmaking on the post because good things happen when you give it to her down there. And Kelsey Mitchell was once again great in this game. Look at her getting it off this handoff, getting some space on the three-point line and drilling the shot. She did not have a moment in this game where she was great. She was great throughout the entirety of it. She hit big shots and needed moments throughout this game, and that's why we love Kelsey Mitchell. She's not just a player who gets really hot and then starts cooking. No, she's going to give you shots in the first half, in the second half, first quarter, or the fourth quarter. She's always going to give you offense when you need it, and that's what you love to see from Kelsey Mitchell. And Sophie Cunningham is probably a lot of people's pick for the player of the game, and she's my player of the game as well because her effort did not go unnoticed. 10 freaking rebounds is insane. Look at her getting this offensive rebound and throwing it off the defender's foot to save the play. This is the kind of effort that the Indiana Fever players need to get them going. It's just an energy boost, giving everybody life, and look what happens off of this play. Sophie Cunningham ends up getting the ball on the wing. She dribbles to the top of the key and pulls his three-point jump shot, and she drills it. This is a big-time shot from Sophie Cunningham, and hey, they're daring her to shoot here. They're giving her enough space to operate, so hey, make them pay. You got signed to the Indiana Fever to shoot the basketball. It's good to see Sophie Cunningham actually making her shots because I've seen more clanks than I've seen swishes from Sophie so far this season, and we need more swishes if we are going to try to make a playoff push. And I want you to look at this next one. It's Caitlin Clark bringing it up, and look at her slowing down on the wing and then speeding back up. That hesitation was beautiful to get that layup at the cup. She was amazing in this game when it came to getting down low into the paint. Even though the shot was not falling, she was able to attack, and she's been showing her newfound strength. I mean, the and ones in this game were pretty cool. We're going to get to them in this game, but she's looking a lot more strong down low, and she's looking more in control. And look at this next play. Caitlin Clark fakes taking the screen from Damaris Donner. She goes the opposite direction, and notice the defense is going with her. They're leaving Damaris, so Caitlin passes it to Damaris, and Damaris actually drills a three-point jump shot here. This is where the Fever are at their best. Caitlin Clark drawing defensive attention and getting other players open. You might think that when Caitlin Clark has a game where she goes 5 for 17 from the field, that she had a stinker. She's the reason why the Indiana Fever are struggling, this and that. But no, she is impacting the game in a positive way every single time she has minutes on the floor, and it's going to get even better once this minutes restriction goes away and she can play full 8-minute bursts. And look at this next play. Kelsey Mitchell was just spectacular in this game. 25 points is no easy job. Look at her dribbling through the defense, getting down low and making this layup. Beautiful move from Kelsey Mitchell. Absolutely spectacular even. I love her game, man. She can get down low into the paint and finish around the rim with the best of them. She's the quickest player in the league, and she can also shoot the peel off of the basketball, man. What can Kelsey Mitchell not do? Maybe she can't play make, maybe she can't find her teammates, but other than that, she is everything. She is a shot-making juggernaut. She's going to hit it from the mid-range, the three-point shot, or from in the paint, man. She's a three-level scorer, and that's why I love Kelsey Mitchell. But the Jordan Canada heroics was something that the Indiana Fever had to deal with early on in this game, and I thought I'd show you guys. Look at her coming off and hitting this three-point jump shot. This wasn't that difficult, but we're going to get into some more difficult shots from Jordan. The Indiana Fever really weren't playing up that high on her. I don't think they expected her to have a 26-point first half, so they were giving her space, and she just kept hitting every single shot. And look at this next one. She drives into traffic. She has no time to shoot, so she throws up this Kobe-type shot, fading away with the defense right on her, and she drills it. Like, this is just when I knew that she was on one tonight. She was on different type of time, and I don't know what she had going on, but I'm glad the Indiana Fever were able to get past this and that she did not have another half where she totally cooked the Fever. At least they were able to tame her in that second half and keep her under 5 points. But on the other end, look at Kelsey Mitchell playing off ball and Aaliyah Boston acting as the playmaker. Aaliyah finds Kelsey, sets a beautiful screen after the pass, and Kelsey Mitchell has enough space to drill this three-point jump shot. This is the kind of plays you love to see from the Indiana Fever because it's everybody playing at their strengths. Aaliyah Boston is being a hub for the team. Kelsey Mitchell is playing off ball, and she's at her best when she does play off ball. That's what I love to see from this team, everybody clicking. And look at this next one. Caitlin Clark gets it up the court, and she finds Kelsey Mitchell cutting back door. Kelsey Mitchell is amazing when she's cutting back door, and Caitlin Clark is always going to find you if you cut. Once again, it's everybody playing to their strengths. This is what we have not seen from the Indiana Fever in a few games. So it's good to see Caitlin Clark back and getting this team back to their identity. This is the identity the Indiana Fever had last year. It was Caitlin Clark running the offense, not being a forward, being a point guard, and off that, everybody else falling into line. But look, the Indiana Fever were still daring Jordan Canada to shoot, and that's just something you don't want to do, man. They're leaving her wide open. She gets the ball, and she drills this shot, man. I don't think it was registering to them what Jordan was really doing out there. And I think at halftime, they got together, and they were like, dang, this shit got 26 points, and they got it together because they kept leaving her open like she was just another role player. And in this game, she was freaking Jordan, man. But look on the other end. Caitlin Clark gets down low into the paint. Notice the defense collapsing on her, so she makes the pass out to Aaliyah Boston on the three-point line, and Aaliyah Boston is drilling the shot. This is why I keep telling you guys in all my videos, it's good when Aaliyah Boston shoots the shot because she can actually hit it, and defenses aren't really worried worried about her so much out there, and eventually if she keeps making it, they will be. And when that happens, they're going to have to guard her out there, which is going to unclog the paint for her and her team. And let's shift over to the third quarter. It's Caitlin Clark making her first three-point shot and her only three-point shot of the game. This unfortunately did not break the slump, but at least she got one in the game. And Stacey Holt finding her in the corner, and this was tough. This was a tough shot, and this kind of swung things over in the Indiana Fever's direction. This shot was pretty big because the Fever looked like they were going downhill at this point in the game. You could have easily saw the lead go to 10 points for the Atlanta Dream, but this shot kind of steadies the ship, and it gives the Indiana Fever some momentum. And look at this next one. Aaliyah Boston on the low post. She has the ball. She is a hub, and she's making the right decision to like the old cutting back door who gets the easy layup at the cup. This is what I love to see from the Indiana Fever, man. Give the ball to Aaliyah Boston. Let her decision make because she's really good at it. When she and Caitlin Clark are getting assists, everybody's eating. And look at this next play. Aaliyah Boston is on the high post this time, and look at her making the right pass to Sophie Cunningham, and Sophie Cunningham is drilling the shot. Once again, I love when Sophie Cunningham does get open to see her making these shots because they are daring her to shoot. They are giving her space. They're like, we'll live with it, and Sophie Cunningham needs to always make this behavior pay. And look at Kelsey Mitchell coming in clutch for this team. The Fever had just given up a 3 to Ryan Howard, and Kelsey Mitchell dances with this defender and gets this long two to steady the ship. Every single time the Atlanta Dream tried to get some momentum, Kelsey Mitchell was always there to settle things down and give the Fever the momentum instead. And look at this next play. Ari McDonald gets down low into the paint. She draws some attention. She kicks it out to Sophie Cunningham, who drills a three-point jump shot. She was on one tonight. She is the player of the game, in my opinion. You can give it to her and Kelsey Mitchell. They were both pretty spectacular. Caitlin Clark was also pretty good, besides the missed three-point shots. And then Aaliyah Boston was also exceptional in this game. So there was a lot of great players in this game. Sophie Cunningham was just one of them. But I love to see her hitting shots because she really gets into it. She starts hyping up the crowd. She is an energizing player, but she needs to be hitting shots to get her motor going. And look at this next play. Caitlin Clark gets it on the low post, and look at her going to work in that paint, getting this and one, man. She is being sizey in that paint. She is a pretty tall point guard, which is probably the reason why Stephanie White keeps trying to put her at the small forward position. By the way, she is pretty tall for a point guard, so it's good to see her use that size to her advantage and get these and ones in the paint. Look at this next one. It's Caitlin Clark going downhill, running into the defense, and getting another and one at the cup. She was really good about getting into the paint in this game, even though the shot was not falling. And this extra element to Caitlin Clark's game is going to do nothing but make her better. And look at this next play. It's Caitlin Clark inbounding the basketball. Sophie Cunningham makes a beautiful cut to the basket, and that is an easy layup for the Fever to go up 9 points. This run right here was really important for the Indiana Fever, and it started with Sophie Cunningham making shots. Kelsey Mitchell made some shots. Caitlin Clark attacked the paint, and she got some big-time buckets. Everything was going well for the Fever, and on the other end, they were getting stops, which is why they were able to do this on offense. And this right here solidifies the lead for the Indiana Fever. Caitlin Clark gets the steal, pushes it up the floor, and she makes a beautiful pass to Aaliyah Boston, who's running in transition. This is what you love to see from this team, man. When they push the pace in transition and the ball is in Caitlin Clark's hands, good things are going to happen for this team. This is why Caitlin Clark is so necessary. I don't care if the shot was not falling. She was a big reason why the Indiana Fever won this game, and they could not have done it without Caitlin Clark. But that's where I'm going to wrap up with the breakdown, because from here on out, the Indiana Fever do cruise to a victory. The lead has gotten big, and it does nothing but get bigger in this game. I want to give a big time shout out to the Fever for getting this win, because everything was going wrong in the last game. We have been seeing a whole lot of problems with this team. The problems are still there in some fashion, but I do like to see them bouncing back and getting the win, and I do like to see Stephanie White actually putting the ball in Caitlin Clark's hand for the majority of this game. They put Ari McDonald on the bench, and you didn't see any more of Caitlin Clark sitting in the corner. In this game, the ball was in her hand, which is why they played so well. I like to see Stephanie White take a hint. Hopefully this continues going on for this Fever team, because they are the best when they have Caitlin Clark having the ball in her hands. There's no reason to have a playmaker like Caitlin Clark, the greatest playmaker in WNBA history, statistically wise, already in her second year. There's no way you would not have the ball in her hands. You need to put the ball in her hands if you want to win games. So I like to see her having the ball in her hands, because good things happen when she pushes the pace in transition. I do want to apologize for not being live for this game. I also didn't give you guys a notice. I'll go ahead and give you a notice for the next game. I will not be live on Sunday because I will be at church, and it's a very early game. I wasn't live today because I had somewhere to be tonight, so I just couldn't be live because I wasn't at my setup. Sorry about that. No notice. But I'm getting the video up for you guys tonight, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I certainly did enjoy this video, and I'm out, man. Peace out.